So, you want to ride Rise of the Resistance. Some of you may recall that me and Trevor already made a video about how to get a boarding group for this ride. However, this is an extended version of that, and you don't have to go watch that video. You can just stay with this video because we're going to say everything we said in the last one and more. Do not watch this video as you are trying to get a boarding group. Watch it prior to it. So the way I'm going to break down this video is by giving you some general information about the ride and how to get it, and then I'm going to go into a 7 a.m. tutorial and a 1 p.m. tutorial. And just a quick disclaimer, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a boarding group, unfortunately, and all these tips are basically just from our experience and how often we were able to get a boarding group using them. So to start, it is a necessity to get a boarding group to get on Rise of the Resistance. And to get that, you need a reservation for Hollywood Studios. You cannot park hop, so you cannot have a reservation for Magic Kingdom and park hop before 1 p.m. You need to have a reservation for Hollywood Studios for that day. Now, even though we've heard some reports of people being able to get it twice a day, we don't think you can get it twice in a day, but based off of our research, the app will not allow you to get it 2 times in one day. The 2 opportunities you do have to get a boarding group are at 7 a.m., so that's before the park opens, and at 1 p.m. Only one person in your party should be trying to get a boarding group at the same time. If multiple people are on the app trying to get it, it could mess it up and you could lose the boarding group. Now you may be thinking to yourself, why is this process so hard and why do I even have to watch a video to learn how to get on the ride? And that is because it's not designed to handle that many people going to the park that day. So they have this whole system in place. The Florida men, we think that it's kind of dumb, and we think that a Wi-Fi connection and your phone's refresh rate should determine whether you ride a ride. And the thing is that some people determine if their trip is successful whether they get this ride. So with that being said, don't let it ruin your trip if you don't get the ride, and these are our best tips, and we hope this video helps you. If you do find this video helpful in any way, please consider subscribing. It'll help us a ton and help us make more videos. So the first step is making sure that you have the My Disney Experience app downloaded on your phone, that everyone who is going to the park and wants to ride the ride has a reservation and is in your party that is linked on your app. If everyone who wants to ride the ride is not linked on your app, when you go to select a party to get your boarding group, their names will not show up and they will not be able to get on the ride that day. So with everyone linked to your app and your app downloaded on your phone, you should be ready to go. Alright, so it is almost 7 a.m. and you are ready to get your Rise of the Resistance boarding group. We do recommend getting up about 10 to 20 minutes before 7 so that you have time to get ready and you're not all tired from just waking up. Now, since the My Disney Experience app goes off of Wi-Fi, you want to make sure that you have the best wireless connection possible while you're getting the boarding group. We recommend either using your 4G or connecting to a router, and you can do a speed test. The one we recommend is the speed test by Ookla, I think it's called. And one other thing you can do is compare each other's phones in your party to see which phone refreshes quicker, which brings me to actually getting it on the app. So if you go on the homepage of the My Disney Experience app and you scroll down, you'll see a little window talking about Rise of the Resistance. If you go ahead and click on that window, it brings you to another section that allows you to join the virtual queue. While you're on that page, if you scroll down, it'll automatically refresh the page and it will let you know if you are able to join a boarding group. Now you and whoever's in your party can go on the My Disney Experience app and refresh that and see whose refreshes quicker. And whoever that is, you should use that phone. So this is something that we didn't talk about in our last video. You're going to want to go ahead and pull up a world clock on another device on the website, and we're going to link that website down below in this video in the description. Disney actually uses that to determine when the boarding groups are going to open up. Your phone's clock could be like a few seconds off, and that really matters when you're trying to get a boarding group. So at about like 6:59, you're going to want to pull up that clock, have that ready, and have it counting up to 7. Now, unless it's 7 a.m. or 1 p.m., you can just stay on that page and keep refreshing it just to get a feel for how it works when you do refresh it when you need to. So at 6:59, you want to have your app open on that second Rise of the Resistance page, and then you want to have the website open with the clock ready to go. About 10 seconds before 7 o'clock, put your phone on the screen and hold down. You do not want to let go until you see 7 exactly. You don't want to do it 1 second before because it could refresh too quickly and you could lose getting the boarding group. Also, if you wait too long after 7, you could lose your chance in getting it by not being quick enough. So at exactly 7, you're going to go ahead and let go of that screen, and a blue button should pop up on your screen that says join a boarding group, and you're going to go ahead and click that as fast as you can. The next page it takes you to is the page about creating your party and who's going to be in your party. Now, after reviewing the footage that we have of when we tried to get Rise of the Resistance last time, Everyone that wanted to go to the park that day was already in our party, and they wanted to ride the ride. They were all in the party, so we didn't have to click anything, and at the bottom we just clicked the join button. Now, after making sure everyone is in the party, you go ahead and click that blue join button at the bottom, and then it will tell you what boarding group you have got, and then you are good to go. If you got it, that is. If you didn't get it, there is no need to panic yet, because you still have another chance at 1 o'clock to go and get it. Very briefly here, if you did get a boarding group, it's an earlier boarding group, just make sure you're going to be in the park on time. I think you do have like an hour before or after they call your boarding group to get on the ride, but just make sure you're going to be in the park on time. Here is the footage of us trying to get the boarding group at 7 a.m.
It is now 6:57, so right now we are pulling up the My Disney Experience app as well as the naval clock Disney uses for Rise of the Resistance.
Boom, 7, refresh, join virtual queue. Okay, join virtual queue. Whoa, done, we got it, group 18. So it is 1 o'clock or nearing 1 o'clock and you are in Hollywood Studios, and now you're going for your second attempt to get the boarding group. The process is actually very similar to the 7 a.m. one. The main differences are the Wi-Fi and obviously you being in the park. This is very important. You have to be in the park and scanned in the park to get the boarding group. You cannot be at your hotel or at your house or wherever. You have to be in the park because you had your reservation that day and you are there. Now you can go ahead and pull up another internet speed test and, experiment with where you are in the park and, experiment with phone you should use and make sure that you save yourself about 10 to 20 minutes. Also, another thing that you can do is set an alarm so you don't forget, so you're not on a ride when 1 p.m. hits, or at least have one person standing outside being ready to go for this second attempt. But you are going to need another device pulling up that exact world clock that you used at 7, and go ahead and have that ready. And it's the same process, so 10 seconds before, make sure you have everything ready and you're counting down the seconds. So like a minute before 1 o'clock, 12:59, make sure you have everything ready, and then 10 seconds before, again, you're going to hold down and let go as soon as you see that timer on the other device hit 1 o'clock. So when me and Trevor were trying to get the 1 p.m. boarding group last time, I looked back at the footage again and I saw that after we clicked that blue join button, after refreshing the page, I noticed that our party was already created with the people who scanned into the park, which was just me and Trevor. So we didn't have to worry about selecting anyone. It was just me and Trevor because we scanned in. And then we just clicked join at the bottom, and then our party was already made with just us two, and we got the boarding group. So hopefully you won't have any issues because everyone who wants to ride the ride will be in the park and will already be in your party, so that you don't have to worry about clicking through anything or clicking select all. You can just click join at the bottom. Something that we really stressed in the last video is that it's easier to get it at 1 than to get it at 7. And I think that still holds true just because everyone who wants to go on the ride has to scan into the park. If it's 7 a.m., not everyone has to be in the park because the park hasn't even opened yet. So if you do get it at 1, it will give you your boarding group number and an estimated return time for when your boarding group is going to be called. Here is the footage of us trying to get the boarding group at 1 p.m. Alright, so here we are in Hollywood Studios. Say hi, Trevor.
Hello.
And it is currently 12:50, so we have about 10 minutes before, and we're ready to go.
So it is now 12:59:37, and we're going to count down to 1 o'clock. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. He's releasing, clicking Q, it's loading, us two, and we got it for group 80. Which is pretty good. What group are they on now?
I don't know, but our estimated return time is 225 minutes, group 80. I mean, I did that as fast as I could, so we definitely got it though.
So twice in one day we were able to get it.
Now I know this process is stressful and there's a lot of information that goes into it, and honestly, like I said, me and Trevor think that this process is dumb. They should change it. The ride needs to accommodate more people, but as of now, this is our opinion on the best way to get on the ride. You just want to really make sure that you have the My Disney Experience app, that everyone is in your party and is linked on your app, that you have reservations for that day, and that you have the world clock ready and pulled up when you want to get the boarding group. If you have anything to add or any further recommendations, please go ahead and comment them below. I want everyone to help each other out here, even though we could be competing with each other to get the boarding group. Anyway, if you want to help us out, please like and subscribe, and we hope this video helps you. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck.